From KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
And we begin tonight with a flash flood warning in effect right now in Bexar County as storms begin to fill the metro area.
Severe thunderstorm warnings have been happening all evening as we continue our severe weather coverage tonight.
And we do have team coverage watching it all as it happens tonight. We have news crews out and about different parts of our area, but because of some lightning concerns for safety reasons, we're not going to have their live reports right now. But we do have meteorologist Adam Caskey in the Weather Center along with Sarah Spivey, our Justin Horn, as you can see on the northwest side here near Loop 1604 in the Rim area.
Yeah, and like you said, we have reporters out and about. We will check in with them if the lightning situation improves. Until then, we're not going to put their safety in jeopardy. Right now, let's start with meteorologist Adam Caskey. Adam, we have heard the rumbling downtown. What's it look like so far?
Well, I'll give you the rundown of the radar right now. We've got widespread heavy rainfall across our area, especially up and down I-35 corridor, generally speaking. I mean, we're talking heavy rainfall from roughly Canyon Lake southward to Bulverde, down to Stone Oak, and especially around to SeaWorld. Now, I'm going to put this in motion so you can get an idea of how this is trending. And the heavy rainfall within these clusters of storms is moving northward, but it's all slowly sliding east as that heavy rain cycles northward. So I'm going to focus in now on Bexar County and Comal counties. That's where we have the flash flood warning until 1 a.m. And of particular note, watch how the lightning really increases here in southwestern Bexar County just over the past 30 minutes. That's likely an intensification of that portion of the thunderstorm that's going to dump some even increasingly heavy rainfall. Just another reason why we have that flash flood warning in effect. Not a good time to be out traveling. I talked about the heavy rainfall. You look at the rainfall rates where you have these purples. That's where we have the heaviest rainfall, basically on the order of 3 to 6 inches per hour. So if it were to rain for an hour, it would accumulate to about 3 to 6 inches. It's not going to rain for a whole hour at that, but we've already tabulated 1 to 3 inches right here on the west side of San Antonio and all the way up into Comal County. Look at 1604. We're talking SeaWorld and even Alamo Ranch area. 2 to 3 inches of rain already estimated by Doppler radar, even higher amounts as you get up into eastern Kendall County. Now, this part of the storm that really got electrified quickly here in northwest Bexar County, you can see the number of lightning strikes, and of note, a lot of positively charged strikes, which are even stronger and can especially knock out power in areas. That more enhanced area is headed right toward where Justin Horn is situated right now, 1604 and basically I-10. So, Justin, what's the situation there?
Hey there, Adam. A very heavy rain. As you might imagine, we are getting a lot of lightning strikes here, too. I'll show you what we're seeing here outside. The rain is coming down in sheets, and you mentioned those rainfall rates. They're incredible. If you're looking at the radar, you think, okay, we've seen thunderstorms around San Antonio before, and just like that, looks like we just had a power flash here. So you mentioned the electricity. Power just went out briefly at some of the places we're around here. But the rainfall rates are just incredible. You could look at the radar and say, hey, we've been through thunderstorms before, but these storms are dropping just incredible amounts of rain, and it's going to pile up so quickly. Cars are taking it very slow on the roads there. You can see on I-10, because we're starting to see a lot of ponding on the roadways, and I think flooding is going to happen pretty quick here, just looking at the flash flood guidance. So as Adam said, you don't want to get out if you don't have to, especially underneath where some of these heavier bands are setting up. And if we get some training, which I think we may, flooding is going to become even more of an issue where we are. Again, the power looks like it's gone out in a few spots where we are right now. Very electrical, heavy rain, and also I want to pass along the thought that it only takes about 2 feet of water to pick up a car and wash it away. So that's just another reason you want to stay off the roads if you can tonight. Adam.
Actually, Justin, Steve Spreester, I'm going to take it from here. I appreciate your live report out there. We'll check in with you a little bit later in this newscast. Also want to check in with our Patty Santos, who said we had reporters out and about, but because of the lightning, we didn't really want them to go live. Well, Patty is inside her car. She is safe and sound. She's in the Almost Basin area. Patty, what are you seeing out there?
Well, we're seeing a lot of heavy rain, and that rain really has picked up in the last 15 minutes or so. We're in this area because, as you already know, if you're from San Antonio, this area is prone to flooding. And we want to remind you that if you know your community well, you know which areas flood. Stay away from those areas. Right now, you probably shouldn't be out. So keep an eye out on the road when you are out. Make sure that you're not crossing high water crossing. I did reach out to the fire department just a little while ago, and they say they are always on standby in situations like this, ready, because as you know, sometimes unfortunately they have to go to high water rescues. You don't want to get caught up in that situation. It could cost you your life, or it could also cost you some damage to your vehicle. So make sure you stay away from those areas. We're going to continue to monitor this situation here, and this area actually has a gate, so the gate should be closed. We'll keep you posted if it does get closed here in the next few minutes, but we'll send it back to you.
That are notorious for flooding. Let's give you a live look right now at the Bexar County flood map. Areas with red dots show roads that are already blocked off due to high waters. I see some to the north part of the city. Don't see a lot towards the downtown area. But again, that red dot there indicates that a road is blocked off due to high water. If you see water over the road, of course, remember, turn around, don't drown.
Let's take a look at another usual problem we see during storms and severe weather in our area, power outages. Now, right now, CPS Energy saying that so far this is not a widespread issue. 12 power outages reported at this time. That's affecting 331 customers. To report an outage or a downed power line, you could call the number that you see right here, the number to CPS for outages, 210-353-4357. And you can always find that information, including links to those websites that we just showed right now through our website, KSAT.com. We'll have the latest information on this developing weather situation from our meteorologists who are continuing to track this.
Yeah, if things change, of course, Adam, Sarah, Justin will get with us and we'll let them take over the show. Let's get to some late breaking news, though, right now. A standoff we've been following since noon today, coming to a deadly end tonight.
San Antonio Police Chief William McManus says the man barricaded inside took his own life moments after a gunfire exchange with officers.
This all happening at an apartment complex on Danny K. That's on the northwest side, not far from Babcock and Wurzbach Road. SAPD says the day started with the suspect allegedly shooting at a woman during a domestic assault. That woman was able to get away, but the suspect locked himself inside the apartment.
The police chief saying around 6:30 this evening that suspect fired at officers, with one firing back. The suspect was hit in the shoulder and shortly after took his own life, according to SAPD. That suspect has not been identified, but police say that he was on parole for murder. The officer who fired back is a 20-year veteran and now on administrative duty pending the outcome of this investigation.
It's been an ongoing saga, and with the public corruption trial of Michelle Barrientos Vela looming less than 2 months away, we are closer to learning what exactly happened at Rodriguez Park and some of those park spaces during her time in office.
The indicted ex-constable facing multiple felony charges, accusing her of falsifying logs for security provided at that West Side Park.
Tonight, for the first time, a second person has come forward to say he was also shaken down for money while the former constable was in full uniform. It's tonight's Defenders Report.
This September 2018 picture of Charles Ibarra, seen sitting on a cooler, smiling while surrounded by loved ones, should have represented the proud culmination of lots of planning and nearly $600 paid to host a family reunion at Bexar County's Rodriguez Park.
Reserve the pavilion, they tell you that you need security.
Financial records show Ibarra arranged to rent the space through the Bexar Heritage and Parks Department and then had to cover a separate $320 security fee paid at the Precinct 2 Constable's office. But the day of the event, around 11 a.m., as Ibarra's family prepared food and the crowd had grown to only a few dozen people, Constable Michelle Barrientos Vela and Chief Deputy Anthony Castillo showed up in full uniform. The constable quickly began yelling out instructions.
Turn off the lights, the electricity, and the water, and to turn off the music.
The problem? She wanted an additional $400 for security in cash. According to Ibarra, who said he stood there stunned while some family members began to wonder what the issue was.
At this point, you had already paid for security.
That's correct.
At her office?
At her office, yes. I went the day before the event to pay him.
Did it feel like a shakedown?
Yes. She was like, shut me down. She goes, you don't want to pay me? You don't have it? I didn't have it. I didn't have it. So she says, we'll shut you down.
Ibarra said he was able to keep the party going after collecting small amounts of money from attendees and having to charge some of them twice for T-shirts. Ibarra claims he repeatedly called Precinct 2 in the weeks following the incident, but that Barrientos Vela staff wouldn't take him seriously.
It's like a protection racket where people go out and say, we'll protect your business if you give us more money. This is a very, very serious offense.
Randy Burton, a former Harris County prosecutor with nearly 40 years of legal experience, is not associated with this case, but offered his opinion after hearing the latest allegations against Barrientos Vela.
And she's not just a deputy constable, she's the head cheese. I was think of the message that sends to people in her office, other police officers, but certainly the citizens of Bexar County that get that power. And if I don't get caught, there's no telling what I can get away with.
That's why I was chosen. That's why I was elected.
As you may recall, Ibarra is not the first person to come forward with allegations that Barrientos Vela squeezed them for cash at a park she and her deputies were supposed to be keeping safe. After Jesus Reyes told sheriff's investigators Barrientos Vela demanded money in exchange for he and his family continuing to use the pavilion he'd already paid to rent on Easter 2019, Barrientos Vela showed up at Commissioner's Court and made this powerful, albeit grammatically incorrect, statement.
I'm not planning on going nowhere.
That fall, a search warrant used by the Texas Rangers to raid the constable's offices revealed the Precinct 2 clerk responsible for taking park security payments had handed over evidence, claiming Barrientos Vela was changing the amount of money received by the office and had the woman create a receipt for the Reyes incident, but then told her to tear it out of the receipt book, so no records existed.
The supposed cooking of the books for Rodriguez Park led to 2 felony charges being filed against Barrientos Vela last year for tampering with evidence. But she won't be criminally charged for the 2 alleged shakedowns.
A spokeswoman for the Bexar County District Attorney telling us tampering charges don't require a complainant to be identified and that the DA views Ibarra's complaint as civil, not criminal. County officials confirm Ibarra was paid $5,000 last year by a third-party administrator to settle a formal complaint he filed with the County Parks Department. The settlement released the county from all claims over the incident, but does not sit well with Burton, who believes the evidence might substantiate charges of both theft and official oppression, which is when a public servant uses his or her position to subject someone else to mistreatment.
Let me say, where there's smoke, there's fire.
For the defenders, Dylan Collier, KSAT 12 News.
Anthony Castillo was named in the Rangers' warrant but never faced criminal charges. Defense attorneys for Barrientos Vela declined to respond on the record for this story. The former constable scheduled to go to trial for fabricating evidence on December 6th. Next Wednesday on the Nightbeat, the taped depositions of the ex-constable and Captain Mark Garcia and what these tapes tell us about their upcoming court cases.
Still ahead here on the Nightbeat, we're continuing our coverage of these heavy thunderstorms leading to flooding tonight. We have both Adam Caskey, Sarah Spivey here in the Weather Center, and our Justin Horn out in the field to give you the very latest. Keep it here. Let's take a look outside with live cam. We've been talking about these storms in our area with some big potential for flooding tonight.
Yeah, let's check in with Adam Caskey, and our weather team has got this one covered.
Yeah, and the rain is gradually filling in from the west to the east, but I want to really stress that with these storms tonight, the primary threat and a high potential of it is flash flooding. We're already seeing that out there. Then there's a moderate risk of straight line wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Can't rule out a stray, brief light spin up, maybe a weak tornado. Here's the key though, hail unlikely. You don't need to go racing outside to make sure your cars are in the garage. It should be okay in this situation. Whenever you have a tropical air mass, the likelihood of hail really falls, and we're really not expecting any hail out there tonight. If we did, it would be very small and not problematic. So here's a look at the radar. The heavy rainfall coming from south of San Antonio, moving into town. Right now, most of it along and west of 281, but it's starting to stretch eastward within Bexar County. This is slowly pushing its way eastward as the storms within it move north. So kind of complicated movement. Bottom line, this is gradually cycling its way through town. I'll turn on what I like to call the whiskers, which is the lightning strikes, but you look at them on the screen and they kind of look like whiskers. But you see how electrified these storms are. And when you see the electrification really pulse up, that usually lends its hand to also some very heavy rainfall and increasing rainfall rates. That's what we're seeing over Atascosa County right now. And this is important because this batch of increasingly heavy rain, that's headed towards southern Bexar County, should make it to Poteet probably within the next 30 minutes or so, and then Elmendorf within the next hour. Okay, I'm going to stop the radar so we can get just a look at where it's raining and how heavy right now. Within this area of Bexar County that we're seeing the heavy rainfall, Stone Oak, Windcrest, westward, even downtown, we've seen some measurements of 4 inches of rain. That's not just Doppler radar indicated. That's actual rainfall totals. For example here, even just for Doppler radar estimates, 1604 west side of town. Let's get right to SeaWorld. Those of you who live near SeaWorld, Stevens High School, there you have it. Boom. About 3 inches estimated by the radar, but some rain gauges have indicated even more than that. And it's still raining in that part of town. It continues to come down, and it's coming down hard. Highest rainfall so far, eastern Kendall County, 4 to 5 inches there, of course, around Canyon Lake. It's very lit up at the moment. Luckily, no threat of hail there, just heavy rainfall, a lot of lightning and thunder. It's one of those nights if you, your kids, your pets are sensitive to the lightning and thunder, well, we got a few more hours of this across our area. Now, where the storm really pulsed up is right near where Justin Horn is located, 1604 and I-10. I can hear it coming down, hitting the car. Justin, tell us what the scene is.
The rain is just so heavy, Adam. It really is impressive. I'm going to show you the camera, what we're looking at here. Photojournalist Asian Burmia is kind of controlling the camera for me, but we're looking towards Leon Creek. We're right around the rim area, and you can see the water is already rushing over the curb. And keep in mind, it's only been raining here for about 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes or so, but we're already seeing flooding, and this is all feeding into the creek. So we're going to have to watch those creeks really closely tonight as that water continues to kind of pile in there and all funnel in. They're going to rise, and those low-lying roads, those low-lying areas, you got to avoid them because this is going to become pretty dangerous. The rain is coming down in sheets. It is piling up very quickly. It has been electrical. Some of the businesses out here did lose power briefly with a lightning strike. And once again, you can see the water just coming up over the curb there. We're going to be safe about where we are. We're going to make sure we're in a high spot, but we're going to keep an eye on the flooding for you and keep you posted through the night. We'll also be broadcasting on our app if we need to, or online. We can stream here from where we are in the Storm Chaser, so we'll certainly keep you posted. We want to toss it over to Sarah now with the latest on the forecast. Sarah?
Yeah, thank you so much, Justin. Again, that flash flood warning for Bexar County in effect until 1 a.m. Also, flash flood warning for Comal County in effect until 1 a.m. because we're expecting additional rain through the overnight hours. By about 3 o'clock in the morning, we'll see that rain start to taper off. And here's the good news. By the morning commute, we do expect most, if not all, of the rain to be done with. We will, however, still have to look out for some of those creeks and potential rivers flooding that Justin was mentioning. Then we've got even more good news if you're a fan of fall, a cold front moving through, and that's going to set things up really nicely for us. Our mornings will actually be in the 40s and our afternoons will be in the 70s this weekend. So a really nice weekend to look forward to. We just have to get through tonight, hunker down. Best advice, stay inside if you can. Don't drive around if you can. It'd be good to stay indoors and keep that KSAT Weather Authority app handy because, again, we'll be doing app casts from
we'll be live.
Yeah, we'll be live from there.
San Antonio Spurs held their annual silver and black scrimmage tonight. A chance for fans to get a glimpse of their 2021-2022 team with as many as 8 new faces in the roster right now. It was free and open to the public tonight starting at 7. DeJounte Murray finding his touch from behind the arc for Team Black, the silver team sharing the ball. Derek White to Jakob Pertl, out to Devin Vassell for the three. And how about the rookie himself, Joshua Primo? Check him out, going between the legs for the crossover to get to the rim for the bucket. Team Black on the attack. Murray on the fast break to Keldon Johnson, throw down the jam. There is a treat for the fans.
I've been really surprised at how good the fan base is here. You know, I've been a lot of places, and, you know, for open scrimmage, that was a really cool atmosphere.
I mean, it's another opportunity for us to get better and put on for the crowd. So I think it was overall a good day, and I think a lot of guys have fun with it.
All right, the final preseason game is this Friday against the Houston Rockets, where they tip off the season next Wednesday.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
For the first time since John Gruden resigned as head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy was asked if he was aware of the contents of the emails that were leaked to the media that cost him his job. Emails written as far back as 2010 that were misogynistic and homophobic, that criticized the drafting of a gay player and allowing women to become NFL referees. McCarthy was also asked if he believed that those beliefs are pervasive around the league or isolated.
First of all, I think it's a reminder that we all need to treat each other better. You know, I think that's the first thing that comes to mind. I think it's a very, very disappointing situation where, you know, people were offended. A number of people also affected. But I also, as a position of leadership in this league, you know, in society, it comes with a lot of very high level of accountability.
Houston Texans injured quarterback Tyrod Taylor is able to come off the injured reserve list this week after suffering a hamstring injury in week 2. But head coach David Culley revealed two things today. First, that Taylor is not ready to return, but when he does, he will be the Texans starting quarterback again, despite any progress that rookie Davis Mills has made, especially after playing his best game as a pro in the 25-22 loss of the Patriots on Sunday. Culley explained his decision today.
He gives us the best chance to win. I mean, he's our starting quarterback. He was our starting quarterback when he went down. He's doing an excellent job, and when he comes back, he'll still be our starting quarterback.
I think the biggest thing is just coming in, putting your best foot forward every day, continuing to become a better football player, and really just, if I'm the starter, whenever I'm preparing like I'm the starter, even if you're not. But I mean, the biggest thing is just putting the team in the situation to win games.
UTSA head football coach Jeff Traylor making new friends today before homecoming on Saturday. Next. The UTSA Roadrunners are trying to extend their school record 6-game win streak to start the season into 7 straight wins on Saturday when they host Rice for their homecoming game. 7 wins would also match the totals for victories in Jeff Traylor's first season as head coach. Remember, Rice is coming off back-to-back victories and on an off week as well, so they'll be rested and ready. But they'll have to get by an offensive line that features junior Terrell Haynes, whose look can not only intimidate his opponents at 340 pounds, but at first even his own head coach, who says he didn't think Terrell liked him in the beginning.
Man, he jokes about that all the time, you know. I've been told I have a naturally mean face, so that's definitely been something I've tried to work on. But nah, I definitely believe Coach Traylor and his message, especially coming from where we came from. And so I was ready for a change to get on the winning track, and he was that fresh start that we needed.
And as promised, after the interview session was over, Coach Traylor, joined by other members of his staff, to pass out free tacos and rice to the student body to thank them for their support this season.
You know, made me some more friends. Those students, man, they like free food, and throw some rice and tacos on them, and hopefully fill the dome and have a good time Saturday.
All right, there were over 20,000 fans in the Dome in their last home game. Let's see how many they can get this Saturday against Rice at a 5 p.m. kickoff. See you at the Dome.
Toss some rice and tacos on it.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
Where you see the green boxes, everybody within those green lines are within the flash flood warning until 1 a.m. That includes central and western Bexar County up into Comal County as well, as we've had already 3 to 4 inches of rain measured within some of these swaths of heavy rain. That's just the rain we're looking at. We'll turn the lightning on here as well. Some of this is very electrified, and it continues to come and go and move its way through our area. We're expecting more development down to the south to then push into San Antonio and Bexar County as well. We anticipate this to come and go the next several hours by the morning commute. Most, if not all of it, should be east of San Antonio. So far, no severe thunderstorms within this activity, but there is the risk of a few wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. 2,200 people without power right now. We'll be right back with another update. And we're back. All right, thanks for joining us. Want to give you a quick update here on the weather situation. I know we're just talking on the Nightbeat. We're sending out a push alert to our Weather Authority app. That's where we'll be broadcasting live momentarily and taking you through the night there as necessary. Here's a look at the radar. What we have is the flash flooding situation, extremely heavy rain. Heard from our weather watcher in Bulverde, Brian, that he, living in that area for 8 years, hasn't seen it rain so hard, so fast in just that short amount of time. That was one of his observations. Well, right now, the heaviest of the rain, 281 up and down San Antonio and westward to 1604. Luckily, along 1604 on the west side of town, we're seeing a break in the action, at least for now. There's still some development farther to the west, but we're seeing some break in the action. And I say luckily because that's where we have some of the highest rainfall accumulations thus far from this rainfall activity. Just heavy rain right now, causing the flash flooding. Not a good time to be out on the roadways. We already saw on TransGuide a strand motorist somewhere along 410 in San Antonio. This is slowly working its way eastward as the heavy rain moves north through the thunderstorm complex. The most electrified is closer to Austin. That's where some of the heaviest rain is. Otherwise, around town, we still have rainfall rates on the order of about 3 to 4 inches per hour. I'm going to stop this so you can get a closer look at just where it's raining heavily. Canyon Lake, Comal County, Bulverde, Smithson Valley. This has been a hot spot this evening in terms of the heavy rainfall and the highest accumulations. Speaking of accumulations, look at these numbers here. You get just west of Spring Branch, 4 inches estimated in that red area. You get into Canyon Lake. Let's go Smithson Valley up to Canyon Lake. Let's go right by the middle school first. Smithson Valley Middle and High School here, middle school. And about 3 inches estimated. You get up into the West Haven neighborhood, Startsville, 3 to nearly 4 inches estimated by the Doppler radar. And it's still raining in those locations. Hail is not a threat here. No need to worry about hail in this situation. It's flash flooding, quick accumulation of rainfall in a short amount of time, and then some straight line wind gusts potentially up to 60 miles per hour. Can't rule out a brief isolated spin up and maybe a brief tornado. But I'll put the hail product on, and look, I'll turn on the hail product, nothing. All you're seeing are the lightning strikes on the screen. If there was hail, you'd see pink blotches. No pink blotches, in turn, no hail. That's good. That's a benefit. All right, back to the radar screen. This activity is going to continue its trek, gradually pushing eastward with now the heaviest rain just closer to Kyle, San Marcos, and Austin. However, we're watching this development in Atascosa County as this is going to continue to move northward and make it to Elmendorf probably within the next 45 minutes or so. This is all headed northward, and this should help bring southern Bexar County and eastern Bexar County, areas where we haven't seen much rain so far. That should give them some heavier showers. So currently the flash flood warning is right here, basically 281 and westward, and then stretching all the way up into Comal County. These green lines indicate the boundary of the flash flood warning. If you're within it, that's where we'll likely have high water in the typically flood-prone areas, and the areas of high water crossing anticipate high water. A little bit of lightning and thunder, of course, associated with it. The situation where you still have a few more hours where kids, pets may get spooked by the lightning and thunder. We still have a few more hours of that for Bexar County and surrounding counties. Now off to the west, not as much action, just some heavier rainfall in Medina County. We're getting some development on the backside of this, and we'll continue to watch it. If there's anything severe, we will break back into coverage. We're going to go back to Jimmy Kimmel right now, but I want to point out we are streaming live to the KSAT Weather Authority app. I'll be here with Sarah Spivey. We may even go to Justin Horn in the Storm Chaser, and we'll keep you updated live on the KSAT Weather Authority app.